Hello.
Hello.
You look very cool.
Thank you. It's supposed to be my incognito outfit.
It's very nice. Oh, sorry. You're not Lenora. You're
Toby.
yeah, Toby. What's up, Toby?
Hello.
Did I just pull your cover?
No, it's fine.
Kyron?
Hello.
Hello.
Good to
Well,
see you, High Vessel.
It's good to see you as well.
Why don't you follow me? And, would this be information that Kyron could be
Yeah,
privy to as
absolutely.
well? Kyron? Please, come on in.
Thank you.
Of course. Rexars, could you make us, a group?
Of course. I'm gonna call it adventuring as a little lie.
Okay.
Alright. So, please, make yourself comfortable.
Okay. I apologize. I'm still a little shaken, but I will try to communicate the information that I have as clearly as I can. Yesterday evening, Ollie and I were helping Fiori with a rank up quest, and Zeroth approached me head on. Firstly, I guess, to resign. But secondly, he stated very point blank that he has intentions of taking down the border, which we were aware of, but in order to do that, he will be targeting myself and you. He believes that we are tied to the border and that Helen's disappearance is why it has shrunk.
Zeroth wishes to kill you both. Is that what I've just heard?
Yes,
Then we put him down like the dog he is.
I agree.
He's lived long enough.
I agree. On a secondary note that's maybe less, I don't know. I guess it's not as exciting as somebody wanting to kill us, but it might mean that we have extra hands. In our previous Realms meeting, we had the opportunity to sort of discuss diplomacy.
Yes.
Atticus has made contact with Ollie and I, and is willing to speak to those willing to hear him out.
Well, we will be in attendance whenever that day should come.
Ollie has sent out a letter requesting his presence. I was hoping to potentially double down currently with the information that I was passing right now, but Ollie is, the last I heard, somewhere in the deeper dark, and I have yet to be able to get a hold of Atticus. But I am going to continue to try, as I think that the more hands we have with the Zeroth situation, the better.
Agreed. It is saddened to hear that Zeroth wishes to kill us both in his attempt to open the border. I will admit, I thought of him as a friend, so this
As did I.
Seems someone is more angrier than I am.
I struggle to get past the fact that everything that has happened with the war and the Shrieklings and the goblins could have potentially never happened at all had there been an accountability taken on Xerath's part after the Shrieklings were created.
Agreed.
I have not delved into the long list of things that might be attached to Atticus's name with him. We've had very brief interactions. But I think, given a certain level of comfort, that it is possible that he'd be willing to divulge some of that.
Divulge, sorry. Say that one more time?
I know that there's a history of torture and kidnap and things like that, and I have not gotten a full, clear story from Atticus in the part that he has played. I don't know that he's reached a comfort level there yet, but I am not opposed to trying.
I see. Well, I would definitely like to hear his reasonings and see if there is something that we can work on together.
Agreed.
I know Helia was trying to set up some sort of meeting between him and Nether. However, I don't believe I've heard any sort of update from that. Last thing that I heard was there was information that leaked from our last Realms meeting.
Yes. Would you be willing to host him here in the Nether, or would you prefer to go somewhere less close to home, or?
We can host here. I owe Atticus a drink. We could just invite him to the hellhole.
That is quite public, so wouldn't be too scary for him.
Agreed. I've asked, I was able to get word to him finally. I asked if he would be willing to meet here in the Nether, so.
Oh.
Right now.
If you have time. If not, it's completely understandable as well.
I have time. If there's a chance we can end this, I have time.
As do I. It will need to be brief, though, or, I will not keep this from you, as you are a dear friend to me. I do wish that you not spread word after I tell you. We have been saying to others that we are currently on our honeymoon, Rexaris and I, but I have been recovering from a health scare, and I worry that if the meeting becomes heated and there is extra stressors, I don't wish to make myself more sick than I already am.
Understood.
If that were to happen, I would ask Kyron to step in for me as delegation.
Absolutely. I would intervene before I would let anything like that touch you, and I know that Rexaris is also in that line, so.
I promise Atticus will not lay a finger on you. Though, if he's willing to hear peace, it doesn't sound like he's trying to lay a finger on you.
I just wish to be as transparent as possible in case anything were to happen.
I suppose in the spirit of transparency, I don't expect to make it out of whatever is happening with Xerath. I do.
You should.
I hope. I
You
want
will.
I want to make sure that everything is in place to continue putting the overworld on a forward and peaceful path, but the Shrieklings ultimately are part of the problem, and I haven't figured out how to reconcile that just yet.
With all due respect, High Vessel, the Shrieklings were a part of the problem. Under your administration, the Shrieklings have been, if anything, too willing to hear out the problems of others.
I'm definitely trying, so hopefully we can see the final end of this war. But I don't think it'll happen with Zeroth alive.
I can agree with you on that. It started with him. It ends with him.
I like that sentiment. The balance of nature's fickle, and he's all too willing to play with it.
Well, you have our sword and our shield whenever you may need it.
Appreciate it.
I know, at least knowing that he is now targeting the both of us, it would not surprise me if Rexars begins hunting him himself.
I think the reason that Ollie is in the Deeper Dark currently is in pursuit of hunting him as well.
Perhaps you both should, collaborate on that.
Yeah, not a good idea for one person to do it alone.
Why's that?
It'll be another
He's
stalemate.
strong. Not to say that you're weak, but
I
don't know what he's capable of.
I don't mean to sound arrogant, but it was a stalemate because we decided not to use all of our power. Were I to... Well, let's just say I hadn't yelled near him, even once, during the fight. Though he did use his Shriekling Strength 9 ability and still was unable to scratch the surface.
Good intel to have. I also know that myself, I am not a strong practitioner of magic, but I have spoken with Skylar briefly, and I know that he is deathly afraid of something to do with frost magic, eternal winter. I could potentially do more research into that. That is the one spell that he has forbidden Skylar to use against him.
Forbidden to use against him in what context?
Something to do with a duel of sorts?
If there's a duel between Skylar and Zeroth, that is our opportunity. We kill him then.
If I can get more information on it, I agree. Skylar is interesting to try and communicate with. I'm not ever quite sure what it is that he's ultimately saying.
He's always ultimately saying, whatever I want, I get. Whatever you want, fuck you.
I don't disagree.
After we kill Zeroth, there's a chance I might just accidentally swing my sword a little too far.
Don't even say that in front of us.
Oh yes, you need plausible deniability. Of course, I am far too practiced and restrained a fighter to have that happen.
Accidents happen.
Oh, goodness. Well, thank you for letting us know. I know that, at least from what I believe, I've been somewhere for over a few weeks and nothing has happened, so I know a few locations that we can be safe from Zeroth from if he decides to ever try to chase us down. Once again, I don't think it'll ever get that far. I have very high hopes in our knights and the people that are around us. that they're very capable.
Good.
I
Atticus,
myself, maybe not.
Atticus agreed and said that he would be willing to meet at the Fortress Waystone when day breaks. So, if we are all okay with that.
I don't know when day will break. How long do I have? We have no sun here.
I have no clue.
I am asking him to let me
I
know
could
when
do it in,
he's
like,
here or headed here.
Let's say 11 minutes. That'd give me time.
I
Kind of specific, but
Very.
works out. If he wants an audience, the specificity is yours to decide, truly. It's a courtesy on your behalf, so
If he wishes to come to the fortress, I have no qualms with it. I am not sure exactly where he would like to speak. Perhaps the throne room?
I could see
I don't
that.
know
I don't
what gives him room to do what he may need to do.
I will say that I don't necessarily trust him yet to be in any of the personal quarters. So wherever it is that you feel would be more suitable. I want to trust him, but I don't have enough information yet.
Agreed. Then the throne room it is. It's newly built, not a lot of memory that is held there, except for your captain's ceremony, which I could rebuild it, if anything were to happen. But it gives us privacy and also is close enough to the fortress if we need to call on anyone.
Okay, he said that he has arrived, so
oh, okay.
All
Let's
right.
go.
My palms got sweaty all of a sudden.
none of us will let anything happen to you.
Oh, I know. I've been out of practice for, talks for a little bit, so I just hope I don't mess up and say something wrong. Do we just ask him what he wants and then we go back and forth? Is that how we play this?
It depends. Are we looking for a treaty? Are we looking for eternal peace? We can ask him what his demands are, to stop the war against Lenora. But yeah, I'll go first.
Yes, please.
Atticus,
Good evening.
it's good to see you.
Likewise.
Don't
Why
let
don't
me
we head
forget that
to...
I owe you
Oh.
that drink. The High Lady was going to say, let's head to the throne room behind you. I'll lead the way.
Yeah, sorry. The celebration is still, going, as you can see here.
Not to get too quickly into things, but the High Vessel tells us that you're willing to have peace talks. Is that true?
Indeed.
Well, the floor is all yours. I know the both of us would like to hear everything that you may
Surely
have to
there
say.
is something you would want in exchange for this. We would hear what?
Well, I'm unsure how much Lenora has detailed you on. Are you familiar with the more true history of goblins, rather than the history that has been painted by victors?
I am aware that the Shrieklings pushed them out of the overworld court.
Indeed.
Yes. We are aware of the history of the goblins and the troubles that you faced due to it. well, maybe not you particularly. Well, maybe you. Maybe I should stop talking. Rexar's,
I would
keep
actually
going.
hear more about your perspective, Atticus. You seem to be the leader of these goblins, but I had heard tales of the Goblin King during the war, and no offense to you, he was far more menacing in description.
Perhaps I'll learn of those over drinks, but perspective is interesting indeed. The Goblin King, as the title would go, stems, I believe, from, similar to Xerath's situation, a large knowledge base of sorts.
A large knowledge base. Like a
Xerath
library
has
or...
been, I suppose, Xerath has been around some 2 millennia. And in a similar sense, myself as a concept, same.
As a concept. So, the Goblin King passes down memory as an oral history, or is it more biological?
I don't remember who inspired who, but Xerath used to be on the Goblin Court. I believe that perhaps it was his process inspired ours, or ours inspired his. But through ritual, when the time comes that a ruler is no longer fit, knowledge, memories, feeling are passed down. The applicable heir.
And are your feelings different from the Goblin King's feelings?
Yes. I believe that I'm quite a unique case. Never has a goblin been able to live in peace, I suppose. The post-war time, and the disguises, for lack of a better term, allowed connections, relationships, respect, trust. Additionally, I believe similar to Xerath, we inherit feelings of our own from the bodies that we take on.
So that would explain your crusade for Wolfkin rights.
And the fact that they're quite similar to the goblins. The next target of Shrieklings, evidently. They couldn't wait to finish their war and eradication of the goblins, and so they started on the Wolfkin.
I do believe that to be true. Unfortunately.
The,
Okay.
I suppose, original Atticus went at peace. I had found him in not the best of shape, abandoned and alone, dying in the cold. I was able to inherit his story and, over time, push away my, well, I suppose, biases, my long-lasting feelings, these inherited feelings. Of course, it's all a melting pot, truly. No one ever feels quite the same, no one ever feels quite exact. I had feelings of my own, and because I was gifted the memories of many before me. In addition, then, Atticus's thoughts, and Helia's, although through less ritualistic means. It's certainly changed my view.
So, speak frankly. In order for these realms to have peace, what do you need? Clearly, goblins will be safe from persecution should we acquiesce to this. What further?
I believe we all share a common goal of wanting Xerath gone. Whether dead or imprisoned to suffer the rest of his long and miserable life. Personally, I would like to see Roynar brought to justice. He is one of few of us that actually had a bloodthirst.
So Helia is right. He is the one who...
Yes. He confessed it privately to me. I would like to see him suffer for it.
Do you know how long he has been a goblin? Was it ever the Roynar I went to war with?
I do not.
Perhaps I'll have to get the answer from him.
If it means anything, as I've said, I believe that similar to process that follows the Goblin King, was similar for these transformations. Feelings, memories, thoughts, knowledge, all inherited. I'm sure that he has the same respect and admiration for you as the one you knew.
The Roynar I knew would never have done that to Helia. He loved her.
We are on the same page about Xerath and what we wish to have happen. Either imprisonment or exile. Not exile. Execution. Excuse me.
Certainly.
It's not a bad idea either, though.
If we can put him through to the other side of the border.
And what? Reward him?
That's what he wants.
Get rid of
Exactly.
him. Though it is possible that sending him out there would only encourage his activities. Perhaps in a few hundred, perhaps 1,000 years, he returns, still crazy as ever.
He's a
I worry we'd
scientist.
be kicking the can down the road.
I'm afraid that as long
Forcing
as
our
he
ancestors.
is alive, the cycle will repeat.
My goal is to solidify peace for as long as we've lived at war, in violence, in bloodshed. I want heroes to be remembered, of the chanted legacy. Few have survived the passage of time solely because these heroes were fighting against what this war seeked to accomplish, or whichever historical tragedy you wish to name. As the saying goes, history is written by the victors. My addendum is that it's evidently written in blood.
Not if we can figure out a way for everyone to win.
Precisely.
Perhaps we need to kill Xerath. Perhaps you are right. In fact, I do feel in him a drive to carry on, to continue, that concerns me.
When he didn't die when he said he was supposed to, that concerned me long, long time ago. He said he wanted to find his heart so he could finally be at rest, and now he is prancing around like he never said that.
He's a scientist. He's always pursuing whatever's next, whatever's larger. He's driven by nothing but ego.
It's precisely why the Shrieklings were created. A vessel to hold the proverbial mental soup that is getting passed down.
His own desire for eternal life created an entire race, an entire injustice. And
Indeed.
what happened to your people was an injustice. Let us hope that we can make it right.
Okay.
Yes. Well,
So, conditions. If we get rid of the person who started this all, Zeroth, the one who wishes to kill my High Lady and the High Vessel, what do you fully get out of it? Just amnesty for your crimes? What about the rest of the goblins? I'm sure they've committed atrocities. Do we forgive them? Do they all want the same? Will they lay down their arms?
I believe that Roynar needs to see justice. As for the rest, I don't believe that they've been, I suppose, outwardly hostile. Many of them have completely clean hands. Others are more so just responsible for stressors.
The Withers?
Indeed.
It was Elio, wasn't it?
Yes. As well as the harming traps. However, as far as I'm aware, no one ever suffered death at the fate of them.
no.
No, I
And that
don't
was
believe
my-
they did ever get anyone.
That was indeed my goal. At the time, I believed that death was not necessary, and I still would like to believe that besides Zeroth. The goal was simply to scare.
Well, goal accomplished. You certainly riled up the realms.
For better or for worse.
Let's hope for the better.
Indeed.
We have a real chance here, I think.
We would need to get more things officially in writing. But at least I know the Nether. I won't speak for your realm, High Vessel. But if you're willing to lay down your arms and tell the other goblins to do so as well, then I see no reason as to not end things with peace.
Of course.
Your original declaration did end with peace in our time, did it not?
Indeed.
Perhaps we have found the path.
My original sentiment, upon being coronated, was ensuring that all of the overworld origins, whether or not I was aware that goblins were an overworld origin at the time, still stands. I want them all to have equality. And that just has to take a breath in to expand large enough to loop in goblins. But they have more right to it than I feel the Shrieklings ever did.
There is plenty of space for all. I do have one final concern. It's
And that is?
very evident to me that there is a realm missing from this meeting.
There is.
I recall Emperor Vincent being do I put this?
He wants to see all goblins dead. That is at least from what I have taken from our last realms meeting that we had. I'm not sure
Yes.
if he...
She's right. He probably wouldn't agree to this. I'm not sure if he's a fan or friend of Zeroth, but I am quite sure that he's a... he fucking hates goblins.
Yeah.
As far as I see it, it's 2 realms against 1. I don't wish for this to boil into another war, but the Enderians have had feels almost a distaste for everything. They had the issues with my strongholds, or stronghold, and the strongholds they left behind in the overworld. I believe we had strong suspicion on Vincent himself being one that was breaking into various private dwellings.
You were an
Yes.
overworld knight at the time, weren't you?
It was.
I'd almost forgotten. Yes, we did believe that. I still do.
As do I.
He also had his period of instability in which he was running around threatening whoever he deemed fit. I'm still confused as to why they would put him in rule, but I don't know if he would agree to anything.
We, as far as I'm concerned, have 2 options. We can try to strong-arm him, which probably won't go well. If there's one thing I know about Vincent, it's that a blow to his ego is almost as bad as a blow to his face. He once told me that he would go against anyone. He felt a primal urge to destroy those who went against him. I fear that this will be seen as going against him.
He can either prove himself as a smart leader looking out for his people,
Or he can be
Or he can-
deposed.
and continue dragging the end down.
Fortunately, he is not the only leader. There are 2 others that have realms that they govern all their own. If he chooses to govern the end in such a way, then he does not need to have anything to do with the goblins.
Indeed.
They take asylum within the overworld because I will allow that, and he never has to see them again.
Agreed. Perhaps closing off access to the end might even need to be needed, depending on the severity of his
Desire
reaction.
to kill them all. I worry this won't be enough, but we must hope, because that is all we can do.
Right? I would hate to see it lead into another war, but I
Indeed.
don't believe that further ostracizing and segregation is the answer.
Nor
As
do
do
I.
I.
I believe it would
I-
be foolish to try and oppose it, given again 2 realms against 1 that's already quite shattered.
They are the smallest realm already.
They've gone through, what, 3 rulers in the past 6 months?
I have a question. Atticus, does Vincent not have goblins that he would see as close to himself?
I don't know him well enough for that.
He's close to Jura. They are dating. Who else? I know he fucking hates Rowena. Don't think she's a goblin though. Who are the goblins? I don't think he knows Elio. He might... Actually, he's in Radiant Craft. Maybe he and Elio have brushed shoulders before.
Perhaps. Or additionally, I believe... Callie?
Carly. Are they close?
I know that Kali's in Radiant Craft. I believe so, at least. I'm not.
Yes, Kali is. Arguably, I would assume the creator of Radiant Craft.
I don't believe he and Roynar are close. I think he got along with Kristark, but again,
Well,
gone.
I believe that every step we take right now is of the utmost importance. I believe that if we're breaking millennia of bloodshed and war, if we're ensuring peace and security for generations to come, and without sounding too prideful, I believe we're all part of history right now. If he wishes to write himself out of it, that's his prerogative.
Well, he will still be there as a footnote.
Certainly. Although, as you said, perhaps a blow to his ego is the same as a blow to his face. Perhaps that can be a last-ditch effort to try and get him on board.
I think he would like that, actually. No, I'm dead serious. I don't think you were laughing because you didn't think I was serious, but
No.
the more I think about it, the more I believe telling Vincent he could be a part of history is exactly what he might want. Could be wrong, but I mean, he certainly seems like the type.
So instead of destroying his ego, we stroke it?
If that's what it takes to have peace in our time.
I mean, yes. Whatever we must do to have peace, at least. Just for a while.
An advisor never meant to be the emperor. A ruler nobody believed in. A faux ruler in the first place. He was supposed to be bait for you.
For me.
Well, for the goblins. And now he has the chance to do something bigger than himself. Bigger than all of us.
We'll see if he actually does it or not. But that's something that I think the High Vessel and I should probably speak more about in detail and perhaps actually plan something.
Certainly. I believe a lot of this is just theory work, unfortunately. We can only find out how it goes one way.
Well, for now, I call a vote for a ceasefire. Not that we've been actively attacking anyone recently, but for the time being, I believe we call a truce. No fighting. At least
My
until...
only ask would be that if Roynar is to show his face, he's locked away.
Yes.
we can do that.
I will be repealing the Goblin Apprehension Act as swiftly as I'm able, and the overworld will have a complete cease as well.
We will be joining in on that effort.
Thank you.
We should get something in writing, though, as
Yes.
quickly as possible. I would ask of you to make a document of your quote-unquote demands. Just the ideas that we spoke about with Reinar, etc. And either you or I could draft up an actual treaty.
Of course. I will help if it is needed.
Common is not an issue.
Well then. I think we've done everything we need to here.
Indeed.
Atticus, while I have you here, there is some information that you are actually not as privy to. It was discussed with the High Lady and Rexaris before you showed up. Zeroth came face to face with me yesterday and very blatantly announced that he has every intention of killing both myself and High Lady Lorynthia. in
Okay,
order
he's
to
spiraling.
in order to take down the border. With us being sort of your first point of contact and ensuring that maybe peace is accomplishable, I feel like that is maybe among our first steps so that we are not taken out before we have the opportunity to help you get anywhere.
Certainly. You have my vow of protection. If I hear of anything, or if he tries to drag me back along for anything, you'll know it.
Thank you.
I trust that you can protect the High Lady.
Yes, I will ensure she is protected at all times.
Good.
I wanted to ask you before we part ways here. Do you know anything of the vein goblins of the Nether?
Not particularly. I've run into them a number of times, but I've never actually had the time to learn how exactly that happened.
I
or if
assumed
they're
as
even
much.
goblins.
Well, I appreciate your candid answer. The steps we take here will determine the future of all three realms. Let us not misstep.
Of course.
Just try not to.
I believe in us. Would you like an escort to the Waystone, High
Yes,
Vessel?
please. That would be greatly appreciated. Oh no! Didn't realize that
Little
they got
bugs they are.
smaller.
Rexars, where are you heading to?
Unfortunately for now, just back to the castle. That is where Ollie will expect to look for me if he returns.
Rexars, could you make sure that she gets to the castle, okay?
Of course.
I'll stay with
Happily.
Kyron.
Please do.
Atticus,
I will
Would you like
see
to
you.
speak privately?
sure. You're welcome in the castle, you know that.
I don't know if I ever stopped being a knight.
Well, to the overworld we go then.
Yes.
Oh.
Paige. Are you okay?
Yes. Why do you ask?
I'm just
'Cause you
checking in.
seemed surprised, scared.
I'm fine.
I will contact you soon, okay?
Alright. I will be around.
Sounds good. Thank you, Rexaris.
Of course.
Would you like to follow me? I mean, we can go further up if you'd like, but we should be okay in here as well.
Very well.
Would you like me to create us another space?
Already on it. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh.
How is Ollie?
I am not sure. He went into the deeper dark after hearing Zeroth's declaration, and I have not seen him since.
If needed, I can follow in afterwards.
Possibly. He doesn't usually stay gone for very long, but I know that after that he was determined to get what he perceives to be the best weaponry possible, so...
Does he already have warden armor?
He does, yes.
Good.
For the most part, I believe that he is all but set. I think he is determined potentially to create another staff.
Concern continues if he doesn't return. Just let me know.
I will. I appreciate it. Hopefully, this meeting has helped at least further things.
Yes, I'm hoping so. I trust Rexaris at his word. And I respect Chiron at minimum, but I don't believe Chiron even uttered one.
I have struggled to get more than a few words out of Chiron, but I think that they are potentially overwhelmed in their position currently.
Yeah. What is your plan following this treaty?
Well, provided that whenever Zeroth does choose to attack, I am able to get things in place either beforehand or make it out to see the end. My intention is to widen what I was calling the Triquetra into a council and potentially create an equal ground where there is not one ruler, but 4. Or maybe even more of a democracy.
Fascinating.
I don't believe that Shrieklings need to continue to hold rule. And I don't believe that consecutive ruling of any kind allows for an unbiased viewpoint to the other origins. So, while I have made sure that I've continued to stay alive up until this point, in order to put all of those things in place, when and if there is the prospect of peace without Zeroth, I believe that moving on from the Shriekling realm, the Shriekling regime, the Shriekling rule, whatever it would be called, is more beneficial.
This is why I've never believed Zeroth at his word, being a genius. Or at least never trusted him. As I said, I believe we have the same knowledge or wisdom. We have similar bouts of experience. I know that the thought of, as you mentioned, democracy never even occurred to me as something I suppose that would be feasible or possible. But given the overworld's history, I believe it's, at least on paper, it sounds like it would be the best path forward.
I hope so. I want to see every origin thrive in a land where they have been more or less stepped on for the past 100 years, if not longer.
Who are you considering for this council?
Well, after the other night, before I had come to meet you, as I was not entirely positive what to expect, I put forth a will that included Ophelia and Fiori. I have since spoken to Fiori. I have not spoken to Ophelia yet. But I would like to see Ophelia, Fiori, myself potentially, or Naomi if I am not here, and you.
Right.
I don't think that there is somebody in a position for the goblins that is more suitable than, I guess, who would be presumed to be their leader. You know them intimately. You know the
You
strife.
don't want Roynar on the throne?
You know, no, probably not. I don't think so.
Right.
I don't know the details intimately of what happened with Helia, but I do know what I have witnessed myself from Roynar, especially in a position where it is considering Paige and Enya, and even from a human standpoint, hasn't been great. So I can only imagine that when bloodlust is introduced, that it only furthers that.
Indeed. Do you have any worry regarding... I don't believe that we would have any trouble. I believe that Fiori and I were beginning to step down a correct path with each other. However, Ophelia has had an on and off disdain for me since I believe we met.
Yeah.
There's been moments of trust, I suppose, but for the most part, I don't believe she is too fond of me.
I don't disagree. I think Ophelia is very, very strongly connected to her empathy, and knowing that the war took her family and many of her friends and things like that, she's very consumed within that, especially recently since losing her connection to the mother. It has made that empathy a bit more strange for her. But I do think that she's capable of understanding what is best overall versus what is best for one or the other.
Additionally, I would almost believe that we can be strongest in disconnection, in argument, I suppose. It's most good if we were to have odds with each other in some fashion. Different thought breeds different solution.
I don't disagree.
Insight.
I think having a healthy ability to, I suppose, debate, as it were, or conflict that is not bloodshed, but peaceful, can help create a more well-rounded answer by the end.
Right.
I wouldn't expect all of these origins, the overworld specifically, where we are all so much more different, it seems, than those of the End and the Nether, to completely see things exactly as one another.
No.
I don't expect a Wolfkin to regard things in the same way that a flower spirit does. I guess my biggest example would be Ollie and Lucette. Ollie is a meat eater. He believes that that is something that sustains life, where Lucette is pacifist. She does not believe in harming animals or creatures, up until recently, from what I can remember. So I don't expect them to fully come to any kind of agreement on laws from a wide stance, but I think having a council where you are able to balance each other out makes sense.
Indeed. I believe that is the correct path forward.
I hope so.
Is there any other concerns you have?
Not currently. Like I said, if you need help with documents or anything of that nature, I would be around to help. I believe if Ollie ever makes it back, he would also be willing to help. I am
Are
concerned.
you aware
about...
of those pass-off point that myself and Ollie had?
Yes, at the birthday area.
Good. I'll try to leave the document with as Rixar's but demands.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Okay.
I'll have a copy for myself, but I'll leave the original there.
Okay. I can keep an eye on it and pass it forward once I have received it. I am concerned about Vincent, but I suppose one thing at a time.
Right. And again, perhaps it's pessimism in me talking, or being reasonable enough to not be too ambitious, but if he wishes to put his kingdom at odds with the other two, if he wishes to make himself position, was not enemy, but opposition, then that is his own right. I don't mean to pressure him into one way or another, but this is the path forward.
Great. He will rule as he sees fit, and whether or not that includes the acquaintance, I suppose, as it were, of the overworld at the very least, because I cannot speak for the High Lady, then that is his choice to make.
Right. Very well then. That's all of my concerns. Unless you have any, then I will make my way.
I believe I have spoken on everything that I needed to, so at this point I just want you to be safe.
You the same.
Thank you.